This woman had lost her mind. She started throwing things out of a plane, from thousands of feet in the air, nearly hitting a fishing boat below. But that wasn't the worst part. In an effort to reduce the plane's weight, she didn't even spare people. She kicked the dead captain right out of the aircraft. Even so, the remaining 5% of fuel wasn't enough to get her back to base. Desperate to survive, she went completely off the rails. She climbed out of the cabin by hand, inching her way across the fuselage in the sea wind until she reached a window. She tapped on the glass, signaling her boyfriend to hand her a bottle of hard liquor. Then she crawled to the fuel tank, bit the cork open with her teeth, and poured the alcohol inside. Suddenly the plane shook violently, making her drop the bottle in fright. Forcing down her fear, she asked for another bottle, and resumed pouring. This time, with the benefit of experience, she managed to get several bottles in. She urged her boyfriend not to dawdle, but in the rush, he messed up, smashing a bottle, and the plane caught fire. She was thrown clear off the plane. Luckily, she managed to grab the railing, and with both hands twisted her body, and leapt back into the cabin, barely escaping death. She felt incredibly lucky, especially when her boyfriend told her he thought he had spotted a small island. It was tiny but big enough to land on. With only 20% fuel left, she didn't hesitate, and turned the plane toward it, trusting his judgment. The fuel gauge was dropping fast, and the island was nowhere in sight. Worse yet, the engine suddenly belched black smoke, and the propeller stopped spinning. The plane had lost power, and could only glide on momentum, and that wouldn't last long. Just as she was losing hope, her boyfriend pointed excitedly to the side. An island had come into view. She quickly changed course toward it, but as the island loomed closer, she hesitated. She'd only ever flown planes in video games. Fighting to keep control, she still crashed into the sea. The plane broke apart, and both of them were knocked unconscious as they sank with the wreckage. She woke up quickly, forced open the hatch, and dragged her boyfriend toward the surface. Once above water, she looked around but couldn't see him. Sensing something was wrong, she dove back to the wreck and found him wedged against a railing. Still unconscious, she looped a life jacket around his neck and yanked the cord. Air burst into it, hauling him rapidly to the surface. Thinking he was safe, she burst into tears, but her joy didn't last. The tide began to rise, submerging the tiny island. They were left drifting in open water, waiting for rescue. Worse still, blood kept seeping from his wound, attracting sharks. Exhausted and powerless, they clung to each other, hoping for a miracle. Then she spotted something ahead and let out a loud laugh. A fishing boat was approaching. With the fishermen's help, they were saved, but one has to wonder if those fishermen knew she was the one who tossed objects from the sky earlier. Would they have thrown her back in?